Hey everyone, welcome to Sooner Session Week 1, your go-to podcast for life at the University of Oklahoma. Your hosts are Gabby,
Grace,
Jack, and Kieran.
And today we're exploring some of the most exciting and pivotal experiences you can encounter at OU. Sorority rush, fraternity rush, the first day of school, and football. Whether you're new to campus, a returning student, or just curious about what makes OU special, we've got you covered with all the need-to-know details. From the ins and outs of Rush Week to the electric atmosphere of a Sooner football game. We'll give you the scoop on what to expect and how to make the most of these key moments. So sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into the exciting world of OU. Let's kick things off with Sorority Rush.
So a little overview of what sorority life is like at OU. You're going to start with 11 houses and narrow it down to your favorite two, and hopefully get to, on the last day on bid day, run home to your favorite house.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what the week is like, but for me, my experience was completely different. So I was the class coming into COVID, so our whole entire rush besides bid day was on Zoom. So it was really weird. I was in my dorm, in the couch dorms, and me and my roommate were both rushing at the same time, so it was we had to be quiet for each other during certain times, and we literally had on pajama pants and then just put our makeup on, did our hair, and wore a cute top. So that was honestly kind of nice because I know nowadays the girls have to walk a million miles from all the different houses, and it's so hot. So yeah, that's kind of what my experience was like. I loved it, but honestly, it was so long ago, I don't know. It was interesting.
Yeah, I guess my rush was the first rush after COVID, but we still had to wear masks that I got to go into each house. But I guess being from Nashville, I didn't technically know anyone in each house, but I was talking with them over DMs over the summer, so I knew a little bit about them.
Not knowing anyone.
Yeah, and it was really nice. And then it was just kind of, the worst part about rush is you have the same conversations about 20,000 times. But yeah, no, I had a great experience during rush on pref night. I actually cried on the curb outside of Jim Thorpe because I couldn't decide what house. I just really enjoyed. But it ended up working out great. I loved the house that I ended up being in.
My hometown, a bunch of girls that I knew that were older, they all went the same house pretty much. So I kind of already knew, but I wanted to keep my options open, which is one of the number one things I would say to do during rush.
100%.
Just because, I don't know, you never know where you're going to end up, and I feel like it always ends up being perfect for you. I got cut by a house that I really, really wanted, and I felt like it was the end of the world, but now I'm, so thankful. I met all my best friends, and now I've been living with them all throughout college. We've been to Cabo, Florida. It's just
100%.
It always works out.
Putting all your eggs in one basket during rush is especially hard. I'm a triple legacy at a house here, and I got cut from that house after first round.
No
but
way.
I definitely, that is not my house. So genuinely, when you hear everything works out for a reason, it's true.
It really does. And trust the process. I'm sure.
For sure.
That's said way too many times, but it's just so true. And then you'll kind of just start to feel at home.
For sure.
At the house that you're going to go.
And don't make a stereotype of who you think they want you to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely just be yourself.
Do you have any tips?
I feel just say yes to everything.
I think, walking to chapter with friends, you're going to be put in a group chat almost immediately.
Yeah, definitely.
After bid day, go to everything, anything, walk to chapter with friends, go get ice cream with friends, go to the caf with friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like I kind of struggled with that because I knew so many people coming into college that I kind of just stuck with them for the first semester. I obviously met new girls and stuff, but I kind of just stuck to the friends I already had. And so then second semester came around and I became friends with all these girls. I got asked to a fraternity formal, and all the girls going in the group, they were in my same sorority, but I didn't really know them that well. So I just said yes. I was like, okay, screw it, I'm gonna go, why not? And it ended up being the starting point of my best friends I have now, who will be my bridesmaids, and it just definitely say yes to everything because you don't want to miss out on any opportunities.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, so now we're going to get into fraternity rush and pass it over to the boys.
All right, me and Kieran will now be talking about the guys' side of rush here at OU. Myself, I'm not too far from home. I'm about 30 minutes away from Edmond. Kieran?
Yeah, I'm from California, so about 24-hour drive away.
Yeah. So what? Oh, keep going.
I wasn't aware of all the summer rush activities that all the Texas and Oklahoma guys were doing. So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so over the summer, the rush team will kind of spend time in different areas around Norman, whether that's Dallas, OKC, sometimes even further up north in like Kansas or like Arkansas, just depending on where they like have places to stay and events that they can go to reach out to more people to try and get them to come to OU and rush a certain house. And over the summer they'll do this and travel around, and then of course they'll be back in Norman and have events there for the people who are closer to Norman. And this will go on until I'd say about 2 weeks before August. It's probably when they settle down in Norman and kind of get the beginning of rush going. So then I'd say about the second week of August, formal rush starts to begin.
Yeah, and then I came in about a week before formal rush, so I was able to go to a couple bar tabs and was able to meet a few guys and actually got a couple bids the first day. So I got pretty lucky compared to other out-of-state guys for sure. But then into formal rush, usually once we get to formal rush, the fraternities already have 30 to 40 commits. So honestly, fraternities aren't looking necessarily to fill up their pledge class with like 30 more guys. It's usually like 10 to 20. So and then
formal rush is usually when you guys are touring and doing like all of the visits to all the houses.
Yeah, and then I did that, which was, it was cool to see all the houses, but to be honest, the week before formal rush is kind of the real rush week.
Mm-hmm.
But all the houses during formal rush do events like barbecues, pick up basketball games, watch sporting events together, play pool, board games, stuff like that. And then we can talk about
Bid day.
Yeah, bid day.
So usually for bid day, the houses will either join together with other houses or have a separate bid day by themselves. Over like the last 4 years, I'd say usually it's just a like concert of some sort. Either there's a DJ or a rapper, and they'll invite girls to come, usually sororities. And that's like a big deal for like, I'd say the Saturday, and then that Sunday the houses will usually sign the new rushies, and then they'll have like another smaller party with just the new pledge class.
Yeah.
And about a week later, you're starting your first week of like pledgeship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're just with your pledge class and everyone already is in a house and such. And then some tips for success in rush would just be genuine in your conversations, because usually people who are rushing you can see through it since they see so many guys. So you can kind of tell who's faking it and who's being authentic.
Yeah, I'd say to also be very curious, like be open and be willing to learn from other people and want to learn from other people just about them and what they know about life, because everyone's coming in so young and just trying to grow up a little bit.
And then visit multiple houses, because you never know. You may think you like the first house, and then you go see another house and you blows you out of the water. And then asking current members in the houses like how they feel about their pledge brothers and the chapter's values and stuff like activities and expectations.
Yeah, I think we nailed that.
Okay, so I have a question for the boys. Do you guys feel like you were torn at all? Like, because I know with sorority, like, a lot of girls get torn when they're going through the process. So, like, I don't know how it is for guys. Like, were you guys...
For sure. I would say I could have been a little torn by the end of the formal rush, just because I wanted to go to one house because I knew a lot of my friends from high school and just like the Norman area at that point. I was like, okay, I could definitely go here and like hang out with a bunch of people I really like know already and am friends with. But I also wanted to go to this other house that I had like a smaller group of friends, a different group of friends as well, but it was a majority of people I never knew or never would have ever met because of just like regional, being from Dallas and all around. So I think that was like one thing that definitely tore me, but I wanted to meet new people. I think that was the decision I went with.
I think that's a good decision, especially coming into college knowing so many people, because me and Jack are from the same hometown and we kind of went through similar things, but yeah. I
would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, not as much, just because I didn't know literally anybody here, so that part was a little easier for me to decide where I wanted to go.
Yeah, because you had no idea, like, did you know anybody coming into college?
No.
Yeah, I definitely relate to you on that one. I did not know a single person.
Is that scary? Because we're like the complete opposite.
I guess it's like, I mean, it's kind of like a fresh start in a sense, so it's like, I mean, you don't know anyone, but at the same time, it's like a good and like bad thing.
Yeah, I bet it can be scary, but also like you're probably thankful at the end of the day.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, like I feel like going away from home, like some people maybe when you're at home still think of you as like your 13-year-old self versus going into college as like your 18.
Yeah, it's a fresh start.
All right, let's talk first day of school. So a little piece of advice that I have would be, especially for the incoming freshmen, would be to arrive extra early to your class to give you plenty of time to figure out where the building is, especially like the classroom, and to give you like figure out who's sitting in your class in your seat, 'cause you're kind of stuck in that seat for the rest of the semester.
That's so true. Definitely know where your classes are, because if like honestly a lot of the numbering too for classrooms is so confusing, especially if this is such a foreign place to you. Like as a freshman you have literally no idea where anything is, so definitely know beforehand. Personally, I learned that the hard way because so here at OU we have a dorm that's called Adams, which is now knocked down, isn't it? Or not yet?
They tore that one down.
Oh yeah, they did. And we also have a building called Adams. So I went to the dorm for my class on the first day, which was very humbling. So I was about 30 minutes late to my class because it was like a 20-minute walk. And yeah, definitely don't do what I did and know where your classes are, because that will happen to you. And then you'll be late and everyone's going to stare at you when you walk in.
Yeah, I went to Camp Crimson for about a day, and before I just stopped going. But the one thing I learned was we actually have an app called like U Maps or whatever. I still have it on my phone.
Idea.
Still have my phone. I haven't touched it since freshman year, but I would use that a lot freshman year to figure out, because not all of the buildings like come up on like Google Maps or like the Maps app on your phone, but they're on the U Maps.
I've never even heard of that. So
yeah, so it's pretty helpful to like figure out your way around and to know like the difference between Adams and Adams, even though it's not too much of a problem now. So
true.
But campus isn't like too big, so it's definitely all fairly walking distance, especially from the towers. But I lived in Walker, so I know Cross is a little bit more of a walk than.
I feel like for freshmen though, it feels like it's huge because you have no idea. Like now it feels small,
you don't know where it is
because we're older.
Yeah,
but
that is true. It does feel big. I mean, I mainly stayed on the South Oval area on campus freshman year, and now I live on the other side by Campus Corner, and I think today was the first time in the South Oval in a while for myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, definitely know your professors. That's a big one, because most of the time with big lectures, like they have a million students, but if you like stand out, I feel like they'll be more willing to help you and like maybe, I don't know, bump your grade at the end, or
for sure.
I don't know. It's good to introduce yourself to your professors and also make friends in class, because you're going to need them.
Especially if it's when you're going to start getting into like your majors classes, you're going to have a majority of those students for the next 4 years, especially when it starts like narrowing down.
Yeah.
Also, like if they give extra credit opportunities in the syllabus or whatever, just like take the time and do it because it's worth it. Because there's going to be some days where you don't want to go to class and you may lose points on that, but you can gain it back through the extra credit points.
Because they will fail you if you don't go to class. I've also learned that the hard way.
But I understand. $2 Tuesdays in a class at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday can be difficult as well.
Not fun.
But go to class if you can.
All right, now we're going to get into the fun stuff. Football, SEC, game days, outfits, all that.
Currently, the Sooners are 3-0 after defeating Temple, Houston, and Tulane. This upcoming weekend, we play the Tennessee Volunteers, who are also 3-0. Kieran, what are you thinking for the OU season this year?
We are 3-0, but it's been a little bit of a rocky start for sure. And we have probably our, if not our biggest test coming up this week at Tennessee. It is college game day, which builds the hype a lot more as well.
For sure.
And a night game. You think we're going to win?
You know, Sooner fan, I'd love to say I think we're going to win, but honestly, I do not. I think they're going to kill us. It's not going to be good, but we're going to definitely fight hard.
I guess I'll take the stand and say, well, we're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you.
I hope we're going to win.
I think if we do win, though, it'll be on a game-winning field goal.
That would be awesome.
It's going to be,
Yeah.
We're not going to win by a big margin, I don't think.
Definitely not.
No.
But it's been fun being in the SEC, don't you guys agree?
Yeah, the talent in the SEC is definitely the next level. It's exciting to play these high-level games.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't the Tennessee quarterback pretty good? That's
Yep.
like the main person I've been hearing about.
Yeah, he's really good. And their coach was also a former OU football player. National championship winner.
And just looking at our schedule and talking about the SEC, coming up we play Tennessee, who's ranked 6, Texas, who's ranked number 1, Ole Miss, who's ranked 5, Missouri, who's ranked 7th, Alabama's ranked 4th, and LSU's ranked 16th. So we have quite
the lineup of talent.
Yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be fun. I mean, game days are fun either way, for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Are y'all going to try to wake up early and go to game day, or is it a TV?
I've actually heard from multiple people who've been, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a game yet, so I don't know.
My first OU Texas freshman year, I was front row in like the end zone,
really?
so I got to have Mark Cuban be like right in front of us. So I got to experience it there, but I've never been able to like when they're out in the fair to see that. But I've seen like the guest pick.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess being front row there would make it pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Kian, are there any players on the team this year that are standing out to you?
Yeah, definitely. We got a new receiver transfer from Purdue, Deion Burks, who scored 3 touchdowns in the first half in our first game against Temple. And he's slowed down a little bit in the last 2 games, but I think we're finding the rhythm again with him coming up. What about you?
Yeah, on the defensive side of the ball, I think R. Mason Thomas from Fort Lauderdale, 6'2", 243, just a monster. Last game at Tulane, 3 solo tackles, fumble recovery, and a block pass. I think this man is a stud, up-and-coming leader on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, quite the stat line there. You guys want to talk about like game day routines?
Yeah, I mean, game days are one of my favorite parts about going to OU just because they're so fun. Like, I don't know about y'all, but there's nothing like waking up on a game day
for sure
here in Norman.
The atmosphere here is great. The alumni really show up and show out for sure.
But I know tailgating is amazing. My dad goes to this insane tailgate. It's like 12 tents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So definitely tailgate.
I've never got to experience like the tent tailgates, but one of my favorite parts about OU is we have a lot of houses on campus compared to other schools. So I live on one on campus, and so do a lot of my friends. So we get to go to like house tailgates, which is also really fun. Being able to walk to the stadium and Campus Corner that are both a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
Away from there.
It's also fun like hosting tailgates for
sure.
like all your friends. We'll make like charcuterie boards and like chicken and waffles, mimosas.
I'm having a tailgate at my house this weekend.
Really?
So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
But
also, for the girlies, you need a good pair of boots for game day.
For sure. Or
multiple.
Nice sneakers. Like
or sneakers.
I'm a big sneaker girl to games.
I'm the opposite. I'm
really?
boots.
Your boots?
Yeah.
I can't hang in boots. It's just not.
You have to wear thick socks too because
that's good advice.
There's a lot of walking, and it's especially when it's hot. So just be aware of that. Stay hydrated.
A good hand fan in your purse.
Yep.
I just bought one. It's been the best investment.
Like the electronic ones?
Yeah.
I don't have one of those, but I need one.
It kind of is like as powerful as like a Dyson, so it's pretty nice.
Oh,
it's like $20.
Send me the link.
I will.
Yeah, and then for guys, the dress code for games is a little more lax than the girls. It's usually just a polo or a jersey and then just some everyday athletic shorts. So that's...
You can always spice it up a bit with a nice hat or...
Yeah.
Boots and jeans?
Boots and jeans, if you're really about it, if you're trying to sweat.
Yeah,
maybe boots and jeans.
Pledges and suits.
Yep.
Oh,
having to get there 2 hours early to save seats.
Yeah.
Great guys.
Yeah.
But girls have definitely been stepping up with their outfits this year.
Oh, yeah,
joining the SEC.
Especially being in the SEC.
Yeah, a lot more dresses.
Yeah.
And cute little sets, which I'm really excited for.
Oh, me too. The fashion of game day is one of the best parts.
Picture fashion, tailgates.
Mm-hmm. And if you're in a sorority, like all the girls will go to the house before and take pictures, which is really fun. Game day in general is just the best.
It's long, but it's fun.
It is long. You're definitely going to be tired the next day, but it's always fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up our episode 1 of the Sooner Session podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got some good advice, insights, and all that fun stuff. So we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oklahoma, Sooner, Oklahoma, Sooner.